like a where she's analyzing a data, but she's like she saw I did a picture where I uploaded this, that how does she do this? And I said I didn't know this is how it is. But now we are there.
Uh,
That is my testimony.
yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Like and I am very happy to hear that. Like I am extremely happy to hear that. Extremely happy. Because like one of the one of the things that I have learned, I don't know if anyone had learned about Feynman technique. I think I mentioned it at some point. So Feynman technique is all about, so there is this theory that you don't really know that you know something until you are able to teach it. So the feeling that, oh, I know this thing is until you're able to teach it. And Feynman took that even more forward by saying that it's when you're able to teach whatever you know to a 15-year-old. So if I know velocity, speed and velocity, I must be able to teach it to a 15-year-old. If I'm unable to teach it to a 15-year-old, then I don't know anything. So I love that testimony because one thing that does for you is that it makes your what you have learned, it makes it even more salient in your memory. Number two, your memory has matched it to a place where whenever you just want to recollect that thing that you have taught someone, you just recollect it easily. So very good. Please find more avenue to teach others. Find more avenues to teach others. Like I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that. Favor, do you have any testimony? Favor, are you with us?
I don't have any testimony.
All right. So it's good to see you all, or no, to hear from you all again. So today we are going to continue with our series. So today we are going to be looking at something a little bit tricky. Last week we did more of computing latent variables. So today we'll take that forward by doing some small mathematics. What we did last week were mathematics. And by the way, I have to, like, every week or every other day, based on how our meetings are, I always commend you guys. You guys are doing beautifully well. One of the things that, help teachers is when, you're able to, like, tell people that, okay, this is what I know. And those people are not replicating. You are going to be frustrated. However, you guys have, you have made this easy and interesting for me. The truth of the matter is, just like you guys have noticed, I am someone who loves teaching. I love teaching so much. Like teaching is my major passion. Like that's who I am. Because I've taught KG1, I've taught nursery schools, I've taught primary schools, I've taught secondary schools, I've taught university students. So like teaching is part of me. And I love it when I'm teaching or when I'm teaching something I know that people are able to like give me avenue to like give me that avenue that my head will swell up. You get that kind of thing. And you guys are giving me that avenue. Like I really love that. I really love that. You guys are always on point. Always on point. Like great one. So today we're gonna be looking at a small thing in mathematics. Not really mathematics like that, but we're just going to look at it together. So I'm going to draw an analogy. So let's look at this line. Let's say, please, and I would love you guys to unmute and talk. Oh, no, let me put sales here. Sales, I'm gonna put sales here. Please take this as sales, please. My my guy has gone somewhere else. So today we're going to be doing some small So here we're going to write profits. Profit. Right? Yeah. So that's what we're going to use to start the. Oh, shit. Profit with the long T. This one is profit with the long T. Okay. So I want you guys to look at something. So if I say this is sales, let's say I say 10, 20, 30, 40, 40. Let me stop at 40. And here I say something like 2, 4, 6, 8. Now, if I say when sales is 10, okay, let me say I do something like this. I drew a line. This line means what? What does this line means? Literally. Who can tell me what this line does or what this line will mean? If this is sales and this is profit.
It's like a trend.
Yes, it's a trend. Thank you for that mentioning that word, trend. We're going to talk about trend later. Let's mention it. So I just want a literal meaning. Okay, what could this simplify? All right, let me take it to another level. If that is looking somewhat confusing, I know that I might not do some things well at times. So if I say when sales is 20, profit is 4. When sales is 30, profit is 6. And when sales is 40, profit is 8. What I am saying, what does it connote in your mind? When you are hearing, oh, when sales is 20, profit is 4. When sales is 30, profit is 6. When sales is 40, profit is 8. What does that tell you in your mind?
That sales is growing over time.
Yeah, sales is growing over time. Then profit income.
And profit is increasing as how sales is growing. There's an increase in
Exactly.
profit.
Thank you very much. You have answered my question. Please. Okay, is that Ada?
Yes.
Okay. Favor, are you with us? I know.
Yes, yes.
Wait, Ada, what was your background in?
Me, I did business education.
Yeah,
But
you do some mathematics. Favor is in mass communication, right? Favor.
Yeah, yes.
So I know that the last time you did mass may probably be in secondary school.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to take it a little slow. Slow. Now, what that connotes in your mind is as sales is increasing, profit is also increasing. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, you will notice that if I want to draw a line across what you have said, I will have to draw a. Can I draw this kind of line?
no.
Because that line will not do justice, right?
Yeah.
The line that will do justice will be a line that shows that, because people have to see what you are saying now. So you have to draw this line that is going up. So whoever sees this line will know that, this line is going up. Oh. So that means that if sales peradventure becomes something around 1 zillion, let me use 1,000, let me go to 1 zillion, then profit would also increase to a point that perhaps you don't know the answer, but we know that it will also increase. Profit will never be 1 when sales is 1,000 with the way we are seeing things. Because we noticed that when we sold 20 units of this product, our profit was 4. When we sold 30 units, our profit was 6. Oh, when we sold 40, our profit was 8. Oh, wow. That means that as we are selling more, our profit is also increasing. So that means that we need to sell more to also have more profits. Let me give us another analogy. But you guys will be the one to tell me the relationship that is between them. Favor, you be the one to tell me. Because you are the uninitiated here. I'm going to use a latent variable. And the reason I'm going to use a latent variable is because it's going to be a very funny example that I want to use. So I'm going to use number of wives that a man has and the rate of headache. What kind of relationship will be between what kind of relationship will be between these two variables? Favor.
Yeah.
What kind of relationship will be between these two variables? Number of wives that a man has and the rate of the headache that the man has.
The more wives, the more headache.
Thank you. That means that what kind of relationship are we going to draw? I'm going to draw something that is going down, right? Because
Yeah.
let's say number of headache is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm.
And number of wives is 1, 2,
Two,
4,
four,
5. Yeah.
5.
That when the person is having one wife, maybe the amount of headache the person would have
Is 1.
might be about 1. Wait,
Yeah.
what have I said? No, it's not going to reduce. Will it reduce or increase?
Increase.
Because as the number of wives is increasing, what will happen?
His headache is increasing.
So when wife becomes 2, what will happen to headache? Headache
Times
will
2.
grow. When wife becomes 3, what will happen to headache will go up? So
Headache.
can you see that? So this is a positive relationship also. So let's look out for a negative relationship now. Let's look out for a negative relationship. What can give us a negative relationship? That as something is increasing, that one will be reducing. Okay. Take home. Let's use take home. Wives, we use wives again, number of wives, and the amount saved by that man. You notice that when the wife is 1, let's assume that amount saved is 100, 200, the amount that person is able to save, 300, 400. You notice that ceteris paribus, when other things are held constant, when this man has 1 wife, he will save more, right?
Yeah.
But once the person marries second wife, I want to booga, what happens?
The savings reduce.
Savings reduces. When person goes to 3, it further reduces. So you notice that this will have a downward trend. So meaning that as wives are increasing, what is happening to amount saved? Amount
It's
saved is
reducing.
increasing. So there are basic things that are the difference between these two. The difference between these two is that mathematically, this guy that is going up is positive in value. And this guy that is coming down is negative in value. That's it. It's negative in value because it's going down. As this guy is increasing, it is going down. If you recall, when we are doing relations in mathematics, we say direct relationship and inverse relationship. Inverse relationship means that when something is going up, the other one is going down.
Down.
But direct means that when this one is going up, the other one is also going up.
Up.
This one going up and the other one going up. That's the positive relationship. You get? So if as You are rolling with your other half, your special half. As time is growing, things are becoming even more gloma, rama. You get everything is normal. You guys are growing in love. But if you notice that as this thing they move on, this guy this babe they do coming down. You know that you are in what? In a negative relationship. But if as time is, as everything is going up, the amount of love, the amount of time you guys spend together, the amount of respect the person gives is also increasing. Then you say, oh, I am in a positive relationship. That's just the difference between the two. So when you have your line going up, that's a positive relationship. When your line is going down, that's a negative relationship. So I'm going to let me put it in what's it called? A more clearer view. Let me use Excel so that you guys will see why I said negative has to come down. So let's assume that this is wives and this is savings. So if wife is 1 and savings is 200, when wife goes up to 2, this guy has to go down, yes or no?
Yes.
That is negative. When wife goes to 3, this guy has to also go down. You can see that's why it is what? Negative. So as this one is going up, you can see that this one is moving up, but this one is doing what? Going down.
Yeah.
That's why the Bible says that I must what? Decrease, so that you guys would what? Increase, because I'm speaking to Christians. So now, if it is the other one, number of headaches, go marry more than one wife. The amount of headache we dey wait for you, they never manufacture them. So number of headache 2, well, let's do times 2. 2 times 2, this one will go to 4, 6. You notice that as wives are increasing, this is also increasing. That's a positive relationship. So now, how do we represent those two in a regression model? When you run your relationship, if you recall that I was explaining something about dependent variable and independent variable. And independent variable. Now, to make it more complicated, but will make the explanation clearer, I will use another term called exogenous and endogenous. It's because that word will make it sink more. That's why I want to use them. They look somehow big or grammatical, or actually there's not much library here. So now you would notice something, that when I was talking about savings and headaches, there is something that I was holding. There was a variable that I was trying to see what happens when I've seen another one moved. Let me come again. When I was talking about wives and savings, you would notice that there was one that I was trying to move, and I am trying to see the reaction of the other one. Which one was I trying to move, and which one was I trying to see the reaction when I was talking about wives and savings?
You were moving the savings and seeing the reaction of the. Sorry, you were moving the. Yeah, you were moving the savings to see the reaction of the husband.
Which one am I
I mean,
moving? Favor. Oh yeah, on mute. I want you both of you to deliberate on it. When I was talking about wives and savings the other time, which one was
Yeah.
I moving? And which one was I looking at how that one will react to this one?
You were looking at wives and you were moving savings, Abi?
I was moving savings. Was I moving savings? Or was I moving wives?
I think you were moving wives. I don't know.
I was actually moving wives. And I was trying to look at how savings would move when I move wives. Because wife is what I want to see is effect on the other one. I'm trying to look at, okay, what is the effect of wife on savings? So when this man married one wife, what was his life like? What was his savings like? So when he now increased to 2 wives, what was the savings like? You can see I was moving wife and trying to see the reaction of savings. It's just like when when you are dating your spouse, for people that are married, or when you are dating, or when you are in relationship, you notice that sometimes you intentionally not call your spouse when things are, maybe you are doing some bad boost, maybe you are angry about something, and you'll be waiting for the person's reaction. What you are doing is what? Independent variable. That's what you are trying to move. But the person's reaction is the dependent variable, because you are trying to see the effect of you not picking the call or you not calling on the person's response. So if the person responds positively and say, hello dear, I've not heard from you since morning, then you know, what I have done has had a huge effect. But if you did not pick up, you did not call, and this other person also did not call you, in your mind, you say, this did not affect this person. You can see. So the one you are trying to move and seeing the effect of it on the other one, the one you are trying to move is the independent variable. Now, when you now move the independent variable, you want to see the effect of that one you are moving on the other one. The other one that you are trying to see its reaction, that one is the dependent variable, because that one is dependent or depending on what you are doing. Let me give you another example. Let's use economics. Let's say you are trying to see if a government wants to increase, let's say they say, human capital index in Nigeria or human development index in Nigeria is very poor. Don't think, sorry, don't think about this question around the Tinubu economy, so there is rice economics. No, don't think about it that way. Let's think about it like academic people. Don't use their example. Those ones, I really don't know where to police them. So now, let's say you want to draft something to improve human development index in Nigeria. What will you target first? What will you target first? Human development index in Nigeria.
Human development.
Yeah, human development index. Okay, do we all know what human development index is?
No, I don't know.
Okay, what are people?
No, too.
Okay, so HDI is used to measure the overall mental, psychological state of people. So it's takes into cognizance education, their mental space, their psychological states. So it takes into consideration all of this and their financial states. You get. So that's what human development index is a robust indicator for many things. Now, let's assume that we've now learned that human development index is poor in Nigeria. Given all of those things that I've talked about human development index, what is the major thing that we will try to tweak? That we want to improve the human development index. People are mentally retarded. There is Olodo uprising. So let me use Olodo uprising. Olodo uprising is one of the problem of human development index. So what will you tackle?
Education.
Education.
Education is one of those things, or one of those key indicators that a very sensible government would want to do. Not this nonsense that they do. We are funding their fund. Basic education. primary school, secondary school, basic education. Now, you would notice that what we would then do is that we say, okay, we are not doing Nigeria government way, where they will just, spend money, share rice, and just go and sleep. Now, for a thinking government, what they will do next is they will say, okay, let's roll out this policy in every street. We want to have perhaps one primary school. No, let me use streets. In every 4 streets, because a ward is bigger than 4 streets. In every 4 streets, we want to ensure that there is a public school that people can go to. Or let me say in every ward, ward is too big. So in every ward, there has to be three primary schools, free for everybody. Now, you notice that if they want to compare if what they have rolled out, the policies they have rolled out, if they want to see if it is working, what would they do? They will roll it out, see, okay, this year that we roll this thing out, what is the Human Development Index like? Last year that we did not roll this thing out, what was the Human Development Index like? So now you notice that there is one variable that we are moving. Which one is that in my analogy? There is one that we have the capacity that we know that, okay, this is the one that we can control. Which one is under our control?
The Human Development Index.
No, you got it wrong, Favor. It's actually the education. Because the education is what we are controlling. We want to make people more educated. And Human Development Index is just responding to our tweaking of education. We are tweaking education and we are seeing how, or we are looking at how Human Development Index would respond to it. Okay, let me give you another example. Okay, in Nigeria, if we say, Nigeria is bad, Nigeria is bad, what's the next thing that people will say?
Tunumbu.
Tunumbu. So if they say, Tinubu is not doing well, what would your position tell us?
APC.
They will say APC. Like, what would they now tell us? That in the next 4 years, go and do what?
Vote.
Go and vote. Thank you. You notice that we are voting, right?
Yeah.
Now, is it the vote that is going to go and change the economy for us? No. But what do we have control over? We have control over we voting or not, right?
Yeah.
But we are hoping that the economy would respond to we voting. So when we vote, we know that we are going to bring in a new government. So the new government would perhaps spoil our economy, just like Buhari spoiled Nigeria's economy after Jonathan, or improve our economy. So now you can see that either it improves or not improve. We don't have control over that, but we have control over voting or not. So if you are looking at, okay, the relationship between the number of voters and Nigeria's economy, you will notice that the one we are trying to see, okay, as number of voters is increasing, how is this guy, how is he reacting? How is the economy reacting?
Okay.
So you can see that the dependent variable is the economy, and the one that we are trying to see, okay, if we move it up, what's this one doing? So that's that. Let me give you another example. So let's say I will use Favor's field now. Let's say we say, misinformation is too much in Nigeria. Misinformation is too much in Nigeria. Favor, what will you do?
What will I do?
Yeah, if misinformation is too much in Nigeria, what do we do?
I don't know. Um,
Yeah. This,
if miss
yeah.
probably educate people on verification, how to
Thank you, I
verify.
love that. You have said it all. Thank you. And you said you don't know it. Cerebral pedagogue. Like don't know it, care. So now you would notice that in what you have said now, you as Minister of Information of the
Yeah.
Federal Republic of Nigeria, you have discovered that research has shown you that, oh, there is a lot of misinformation in Nigeria. And like, okay, I want to roll out a policy that people should verify information that they are exposed to before they go it hook, line, and sinker. Before they start sharing in WhatsApp group. People, yeah, I don't use your name. Yeah, Tolu, yeah, Tolu's mom will just send it by WhatsApp. I was a pioneer, they are killing people, they are killing people. It was our business. So now, verify information before you pass it to the next person. So that's what you, as the Minister of Information, that's what you want to roll out as the intervention to solve misinformation. Now, you notice that what you have control over, what you are trying to control, is the amount of time that people verify.
Mm.
Before you are rolling out your policy, people don't verify at all. Anything they see, they have killed 1 million people in, yeah, everybody will just start saying it. There's an accident over there, there 30 people died, 30 trailer crashed into one another. They will not verify it. Everybody will just go it hook, line, and sinker. But you're trying to say, okay, people should now verify information more. So now we now want to see that, okay, when people are verifying information more, is misinformation going down or going up? So you can see that we're trying to see the effect of information verification on what? On misinformation. So you're trying to look at the effect or the impact or the influence of this guy on this guy. So the one that you're trying to see the influence of on the other one, that one is independent. And the one that is reacting to that one is the what? Dependent.
Dependent.
With all my atutunu, hope we have gotten it.
Yes.
All right. So if we look at the work we are doing, where's that work? Let's look at our work. So now you would see that there is this English here to examine the influence of cultural intelligence on what? Perceived international project effectiveness. Now, which one are we trying to? We have two constructs here. We have cultural intelligence, and we have
Perceived
yeah.
international. No, nothing. Continue,
All right.
please.
So between these
Okay.
two, which one is independent and which one is dependent?
Independence is cultural intelligence and
Yeah. And project effectiveness is what? Dependent.
dependent.
Yeah, thank you. You got it. You got it. You win one voucher from me like that. Ada, you're not talking. Hope you are fine.
I'm fine. I'm following.
Okay. So Ada, for number 3, which one is independent? Which one is dependent?
Independent is digital collaboration.
Thank you.
Independent is perceived international projects.
I say, you guys don't know what I'm saying. Maybe
If I hear.
you guys don't know more than me. You guys just dey whine me. You guys just say, you know this. Just talk your own. Talk your own. Talk your own. Talk your own. So now, how do we build relationship around this thing? So this is how we build relationship. We say dependent variable is equal to, there is no one number that you first get, we call it intercept, plus Another number will come up, we'll call it beta times your independent variable. You see, this intercept is a number that your software will give you. You see, this beta is a number that your software will give you. So you don't need to stress yourself over that. Are you getting me?
Yes.
So you don't
Yes.
stress yourself over that. These two numbers, intercept and beta, your software will give you those numbers. However, this beta would either be negative. If we don't look at intercepts, we don't usually pay attention. Beta would either be negative or positive. And you remember where we were coming from. Where were we coming from? If the line is going up from left to right, what do we say it's doing?
Positive. Is it
Positive.
If it is
Positive.
coming down from left to right, what is it doing?
negative?
So you already know
Negative.
that if beta is negative, that means that as independent variable is increasing, dependent variable is doing what? Decreasing. If beta is positive, that means that as independent variable is increasing, what is happening to dependent variable?
Decrease.
Increasing.
Eh?
Increasing.
Increasing. So you notice that in the two, I'm not saying that if dependent variable is increasing, the only one
Yes.
I'm saying that if it is increasing is what? Independent variable. And you remember from all my all my explanations, that the reason why we are always saying that if this one is increasing, well, this is the one we have control over. We are not trying to control this one. We are trying to control this guy and seeing the reaction of this one. So we now say that, okay, if this guy is increasing, what is happening to this guy? So you don't say if dependent variable is increasing, what's happening to independent variable? You don't say that. You only say if independent variable is increasing, what is happening to dependent variable? And it can either reduce or increase.
Increase.
If your beta is negative, that means that as independent variable is increasing, dependent variable is what?
Decreasing.
And if beta is positive, as independent variable is increasing, what is happening to dependent variable?
Is increasing.
Increasing. Thank you. Thank you very much. So with all that said, we can go back to our SPSS, and we are going to pick each of those work now, and where are the recent work? Not recent. Something data. What's happening? So I want to open the yeah, this is it. So for the first hypothesis or the first objective, we say to examine the influence of cultural intelligence on perceived international project effectiveness. You recall that we have project effectiveness already and we have cultural intelligence already.
Yeah.
So you just go to your SPSS environment, click on analyze, go to regression, go to linear regression, linear. You can see linear. Why do we call
Yeah.
it linear? Means one line. You recall
And
that
it's
when
just
we are doing
line.
that, we're drawing just one line. If this non-linear is another thing entirely, not for this class. So we move cultural intelligence to independent variable. We move project effectiveness to dependent variable. You don't need to do anything, just click on OK. Now, look at you now go to what we call coefficients. You look out for coefficients. Now, look at these B's. The constant is the intercept I was talking about here. And this value that is beside your cultural intelligence is the beta. So is this value positive or negative?
It's positive.
Positive. What does that mean? Favor, what does that mean? What does that mean? Favor, are you there?
Oh, sorry. I thought I was unmuted. The
Okay.
independent variable increases and the dependent variable increases.
Yeah?
The independent and depend like as the independence increases, the
So instead of
dependence increases.
independent and dependent, you mentioned the rights, the real variables
Case.
now.
Okay.
Cultural intelligence.
As what?
As
Cultural
cultural intelligence increases.
increases, project effectiveness increases.
Thank you. So you're going to say, I'm going to copy this now. I'm going to copy it to the Google Doc. So I have a new results here where I would say influence of cultural intelligence on project effectiveness. So I'm going to paste my table. Then for the table, I'll just say the results shows that as cultural intelligence is increasing, project effectiveness increases. But you are going to put something now. At about, you can see this value is a value. You have to put the value at about 0.6. So that's it. So you have to put that value there. So once you say this, you have interpreted this table. So now you can boldly say that, okay, if someone asks you outside that, what do you think the effect of cultural intelligence will be on project effectiveness? Oh, yeah, I worked on a project like that, and we found out that as cultural intelligence is increasing, project effectiveness also increases. Then, if you bring it to everyday life, you bring that insight into everyday life. It's kind of informative. It just speaks to what we would expect. Cultural intelligence just talks about the ability of people to be able to work with people from other cultures, to be able to be sensitive to people that are from other cultures in terms of what they want, how your own culture is different from theirs. And in international business environments, people from different culture meet. When I was working at Ipsos, I work with people in Kenya, I work with people in Ghana, I work with people in South Africa. So you already notice that on many projects that we're going to be working on, I would have to be sensitive to how they operate, their thinking, what they allow and what they don't allow. So that's what we call cultural intelligence. And if I'm sensitive to all of those, that means that the effectiveness of our projects also would increase. That's all. That is all. The only other thing that you just need to also put into consideration is this sig value, which I would not teach you guys for now because it's going to be a lot of information. I'll just add these ones. So we call it p-value. And we are always happy when it is less than 0.05. You can see that this one is even less than 0.01. So if it's less than 0.05, we say that the relationship is significant. I will say, but for now, let me leave that one out. So the only thing you should just focus your attention on is this interpretation. This better. This interpretation. That's the only thing you need to put attention. And for the software projects also, don't need so the worst I would expect from you is just for you to work on each of the dimensions, then the relationship between the dimensions. Those are the things I would be expecting from you. Then you can then see that it's now easy for you to discuss your findings. So on your findings now, it will now be each of these objectives will be what will be the heading of your findings. These 2, 3, 4, because that's where the relationships are. Oh, there's one that we didn't talk about, and this is this one. Role of knowledge sharing. So I'm going to deprecate this guy. I'm going to drop it. And the reason being that I noticed that the words are getting bigger. Like we have more words. I'm going to drop this objective. I'm going to reach out to the owner that we're going to drop that objective. We just have about 6,005 words, and we're already in. I think I inserted the word count, and I think we're already 5,000 plus. Aha. And we have not written, we have not finished writing the, what is it called? Results and the discussion. After that, we still write conclusion. So, and that one will take at least, by the time you finish writing the results, then add the conclusions, it might take a whole lot. So we're going to drop that one. Then see what we can do. Or I will do that one myself because it's actually more than the relationship that we just did. But for the most part, this is the level I want you guys to know, because it's also going to help you in the other projects. That's why I wanted to take it to this level. Any other thing apart aside this level will not help you in that other project. So that's about regression model. Now the other one is correlation. Oh, I want to bring this objective down so that I will just create the headings. So under discussion of findings, number one would be influence of this on this. So favor, the one you're going to work on in the result will then be relationship between digital collaboration and project effectiveness. Then Ada will work on influence of oh. Now okay. All right, I know what to do. We're just going to add. All right, do knowledge sharing and project effectiveness, Ada. Please, do you have any question?
I have a question on the regression model.
Okay.
So if it's negative, the beta will be minus. There'll be a minus at the front, Abby.
Yes, exactly. The beta will be minus. This guy, the one that is beside the independent variable here, it will be minus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be minus.
Okay.
The minus. Minus. Thank you for that. So discussion of findings will now be under this headings. So just for you to then go and pick what has been said and does it map with what you are getting.
So is it under the discussion of findings we are putting the regression table?
No.
Under the results?
Under the results, you see that I created, before discussion of findings, I have created one heading here, research results.
Okay.
So that's on the although why I need to put this I've forgotten where is write something there. I've forgotten what I was. Not everything is research results, but there's something we always write. But you can put hypothesis testing. So we have that heading separately from discussion of findings. So this one is just basically to just interpret the results. The under the discussion of findings, that's when you start to triangulate with what has been written before.
But we worked on I think about 4 independent variable. That was okay. We worked on 3 independent variable, 1 dependent variable.
Thank you very much. You have already answered your question. So you already see that we have 3 independent variable, 1 dependent. So you don't have 4 relationships. You only have
3 relationship.
Although there is one relationship that I have stopped, and that is this mediation.
Okay.
I might be the one to write it myself.
So do you combine I know we did I'm not seeing anything on digital intelligence. I'm only seeing cultural intelligence, digital. I'm not seeing digital collaboration.
This digital collaboration now, that's the next one.
Okay.
The third one is knowledge sharing.
Okay, so I'm putting both in this particular one. I'll have to put okay, knowledge sharing. Okay, knowledge sharing with passive. Okay, yeah, I've seen it.
So it's just for you to see what is happening, fill in the results, then go back to the findings here, the literature here, and say, okay, when we're talking about cultural intelligence, for the person working on cultural intelligence, what we're talking about cultural intelligence, what were we saying? For the person working on knowledge-based knowledge sharing, you look at knowledge sharing, what was said. There was a place where we're talking about empirical results.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? So what are the things that were said in those places? So that's what we back. Okay, according to this person said this, and it's in line or it aligns with what we are seeing. Look at this person now. Look at this Nostrabadi. Nostrabadi 2020 found that cultural intelligence contributes positively to organization performance. You can see what that person has said. So when you are now discussing, say, okay, our findings show that cultural intelligence is this and this and that. So you say this
As
aligns with
stated
what
as
Nostrabadi said when they said this and this and this and that. So that's what we're going to be talking in discussion. But in results, it will just be interpretation of what you are seeing in your results. That's all.
okay. Just
Yeah.
like two sentences.
Yeah. So you guys will work on both the this result part, the discussion of findings part. So for the discussion of findings, ensure that you also add your own words, what you think.
Yeah.
So you just have to think, okay, this and this, okay, culture, this could be what is happening. Then back it up with what has been said in the literature. So at least you should have about 200 words each. 200 words for each of them. So that's 200, 200. That's 400. So don't work on cultural intelligence. Since I'm the one that did cultural intelligence, I'll finish cultural intelligence. So you guys should work on these two. Then after that, I think your role on this work is over.
Okay.
Yeah. The only other one that I want to also take you through is correlation. Correlation and regression, they have the same thing. They measure the same thing, but they measure it differently. So, we have seen the direction. You will notice that what regression will give you is the direction. Oh, is the relationship going up? Is the relationship going down? But correlation will also give you the same result. If regression is negative, correlation will also be negative. If regression is positive, correlation will also be positive. But correlation will give you the strength of the association, the strength of that relationship. That's what correlation will give you. So the same way, analyze, go to correlate. But in correlation, you don't need to specify dependent variable or independent variable. Just put your variable there. Just put the two there. You can even put all of the variables there if you are able to analyze one after the other. But since you guys are just starting, you can just put the two. Go to analyze, go to correlation, click on bivariate, then put the two variables that you want to see their correlation, put it here. Then you now see where you can see the correlation between the two of them. You can see the correlation here. What is this giving you? Project effectiveness, cultural intelligence. Project effectiveness, cultural intelligence. It will give you the correlation at that point. So what are we saying? What is the correlation?
That's both of them are syncing together.
Exactly, 0.651. So it will just give you, so you just say, oh, we have a positive correlation or we have a negative correlation. And you say, okay, so the way I will type this out and put it. So if it is less than 0.5, we say it is weak. If it is between, oh wait, oh, no, I'm coming, sorry. I'm confusing two things now. Break size. No. Oh, yes. There's something I need to get. I always forget that thing. Points classification of correlations. I don't want to give you guys. Yeah, this is it. Yeah. So this is the classification. So if it is 0.1 or less, we say it is what? Small. If it is between 0.1 and 0.3, greater than 0.1, but greater than 0.1, but less than 0.3, we say it is medium. What am I saying now? No. Sorry, I always get this thing very. The reason being that I just got introduced to it, so that's why I always find it very, very 0.1, 0.3, and 0.5. Now, let me use AI. Sorry, like I said, you can always use AI. I'm not always against AI. So, C. Okay, yeah, because I want to get. Sorry. Yeah, this is it. I just got introduced to it not quite long, so that's why I still find it hard at times. So if your R, so correlation is R, is between 0.1 and 0.29, we say it is small. If it is between 0.3 and 0.49, we say it is medium. And if it is greater than 0.5, we say it is large. So it's just for you to, if you now look at this table now, where will it fall into? Where's our results? Where will it fall into? Given this, our our classification, where will it fall into? Our result is
Small.
0.651.
Ah,
What is the correlation between cultural intelligence? So what you look at is the intersection of cultural intelligence and project effectiveness.
mm,
Not the SIG. The SIG is different too. I was telling you that the SIG, when it is less than 0.05, that's when you say it is significant. Leave that
yes.
one out. The one you are looking at is Pearson correlation. What do you see?
It's higher than 0.5.
Yeah, so that means that it is what? A large,
Large.
yeah, it is large. So what we then
Correlation.
that you copy this and put it there also. You copy it and put it on your work and say that's the next one. Although this is just like I said, the same thing that regression will give you is this. There will always be the same sign. But it's just this one will just give you the strength. Is it large? Is it small? Is it medium? That's what correlation will give you. So what you just say that the correlation also showed that the strength of this association is large, and put it 0.65 or 0.65 any of the two. So you can see how we have we have deciphered the relationship now. So it's very easy. Just run your regression, run your correlation, place the two tables, and interpret the values that are coming up. We do the same thing for this, and do the discussion of findings. Any
So
question?
are we doing for both correlation and regression?
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
But we're
Yes.
not just putting the table for correlation.
Hmm. You put the two tables.
Oh, okay.
You put the two tables. You put the table for regression, put the table for correlation, and you are going to interpret before you put the tables.
So the wordings come first before the tables.
Yes. Like
Okay.
I said, There is also another part called significance of that relationship. We've talked about the relationship, which is regression. We've talked about the strength of that relationship, which is correlation. But there is also the significance of that relationship. That's where p-value comes in. But I will not bore you guys with that. Let's leave that for now. I'll fill in those blanks once I'm writing. So just do those ones. Do the discussion of findings for me. Do the results for me. I'll fill in the gap for the p-values part, and you guys are done. So for the results, you should be having about how many words is that? About 50 words. Yeah. 1 to 10, maybe perhaps 20, 30, less than 50, about 20 to 30. I can also put any other words that you like once it's less than 50, but around 50. Do that for the result, but for the discussion, do to 200. So that will be 200 for the first one that is working on, then 200 for the one that Favor is working on. Do you guys have any other
Um,
question?
I have question. When we are giving the research results, are we joining the correlation and the regression together? Then we just put the table under, or we first talk about the regression, then we put the table, then we talk about the correlation, and we put the table.
We can do the two talkings together, but put the table separately.
Okay.
Yeah, put the two tables separately.
Okay, we can combine the discussions together, but the table should be done separately.
Yes, exactly. Even in the results also, the interpretation should be the same and the tables should be differently. In the discussion of findings, you don't need to put table in that one. Just discuss both of them together. Because both of them will actually give you the same interpretation.
Okay.